Episode number 7. We are here with Karthik. Yes.
So happy to have you with us, Karthik, and we can't have a better start to today's episode. So while we have people joining in, let's give a quick brief about Alserv and also about the Everlast initiative.
Okay. Like a couple of words about Alserv. We are a senior. So we are a senior like assisted living services platform. We are based out of Chennai, and we've been live for about 8 months now. And a couple of words about Alserv. And to talk about a couple of words about Everlast. So this is an initiative which we had started in the first week of June for elders who are at home and who are not able to go to events, who are not able to go to an engagement, like as an entertainment. So we thought every Saturday at 5 o'clock we will have a new guest, and we will host a program. And we are very we are like really happy to have you on this.
And I think, yeah, as Atul mentioned, this is our episode 6. So we've been having different discussions every week. We're trying to bring in very interesting topics like dance, music, fitness, wellness, lifestyle tips. I think we initially started off as a social engagement platform for seniors, but considering the situation, it's now open to everyone. We're trying to cater to the wider audience who are not able to actively engage in any of the social events, and to keep them up to date on the events or like the buzz happening around the city. So that's the main intention about Everlast. And today we're so happy to have Karthik with us. So about Karthik, I think he's been part of our lives for over a decade now. So his music, violin, his composition, through his wonderful compositions, in fact. And so happy to have you with us, and you entertain us with your magical wand.
Thank you, Nivedita. Thank you, Atul. Thanks for having me.
We'd love to have a start for this program with with the music with you compose for your which you had composed for your band, it's called IndoSoul. Would you like to start this with a song?
Sure. You would like me to play an IndoSoul song? I'll go ahead. Your voice is not too clear. I think there's something sort of turned, mic's turned or something, but I understood what you said. I'm going to play a song from IndoSoul. One of the big hits of last year was Munbeva, and I'm going to play a little bit of that song. With the lockdown and everything, I and the band, we're all missing going to the stage and playing live. I have the band all compressed in a audio file over here, and I'm just going to play on top of the band playing. Here it comes.
Hear you play, Karthik. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, how's this journey been like? Probably let's do some talking to begin with. I mean, like, we know you start off with engineering and I mean, you finish your EC and then you moved on to play for Carnatic songs and then you start off with fusions and into music. How has this whole journey been?
Well, it's been very interesting, to say the least. It's been starting out with traditional Carnatic music, as I said. I was playing a little bit even while doing college. Then I took a turn towards fusion and then to film, and decided to put everything together, starting IndoSoul. I did have a stint playing with a lot of bands like Emergence, Raghu Dixit Project, Oxygen here from Chennai, and finally started IndoSoul. And yeah, it's been 8 years now. We've been playing for 8 years. We're working on our fourth album now. We've released three so far. So it's been an interesting journey. Um, but yeah, there's so much more music to come, so much more to explore. So it goes on.
So, when did you decide that you wanted to get into music and do it like full time?
Um, when I was in college, so the question was never whether the question was always whether I want to get professionally into music, because I was always playing music since I was young. So it's pretty fortunate, I would say, that by the time I was in college, I was already playing some concerts. So it's not like It's not like I hear some people, who want to start over when they are in college. So it wasn't that case. So it was a slightly easier decision that way, but still a lot of pressure at home, a lot of expectations at home, a lot of convincing at home to do. Fair enough. Managed to do that. Bought myself a couple of years when I was in third year. The campus placements were coming, so I really had to take a hard look at what I wanted to do with my life, whether I wanted to go into a software engineering desk job or if I wanted to continue with music. So, with
Really,
the help of my, sorry?
like I really think that you made the, you know, like that you made the, so like the best call to do that.
Well, in hindsight, yes, it all looks easy now, but it was a couple of years which was not too easy, I would say, because uh, there's a lot of expectations at home, and there was also a lot of expectations, and it was slow to begin with. It took some time after college. So anyway, it was when the campus placements came when I decided to make the turn, and within a couple of years, things got more or less set, and after that, things picked up.
Wow, fantastic. So, like at this point, like if we can have a request to play your first song for your, uh, like which you played for, like with your band IndoSoul.
First song, okay, that would be Clown's Junket. Let me see if I have that with me. Um, yep, here it is. This is called A Clown's Junket. This is the first song that we composed together as a band.
Really, really nice. So, so like we wanted to, sort of ask you about, how did you make the shift from a regular person, so like playing, for like concerts in Carnatic? How did you shift to the new genre of, like a fusion? So like, so like, how did you make the shift?
It was a pretty organic process. When I was in school in itself, I started playing with Oxygen. It's a band, good friends of mine. The band's still performing, and we started way back in 2000. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I was in 12th standard, basically. So we played for a cultural program. The principal sort of put together a group of students who were all inclined towards music. So that was my first brush with fusion music as such. And after that, I played more with Oxygen. Then once I took music to be like full time, I wanted to diversify, so I started playing for films. Then I did more fusion gigs playing as a freelancer for different people. So there was a lot of exposure, there was a lot of learning, there was a lot of experience that I took from each concert, each recording that I played, which sort of helped me to slowly develop from a traditional Carnatic musician to someone who plays, sort of a mixture of both that as well as a bit of Western stuff and more pop, more rock. All those genres got added in.
Sure. So like like in that instance, like if we can have a request for you to play the same song in both a say like a Carnatic and then a fusion, you know, uh, uh, maybe that is really helpful for us to understand a little bit more about how it exactly works.
Sure. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let me take um, let me take Alai Paide
Oh, sure.
and let me play it in a. Give me
Yeah.
a second. Yeah. All right. Got it. So I'm gonna play it on the Tanpura first, um, and then I'm gonna play it with a backing. So if you were to add a mridangam to that, then that's like the complete traditional Alai Paide. What I did was I got together with Siddharth, pianist Siddharth, and asked him to lay down a backing track. There is this interesting thing intro for this track. I don't know if you guys remember the Simpsons theme, like. So that I thought, let me see how it works in Raga Kannada. So I thought, let me do something with that in Raga Kannada. So do that as an intro and then play Alai Paide. So this is with fusion piano backing to the track.
gotten into it. So
Amazing.
good.
Thank you.
So we heard that you've been playing with amazing music directors in the Hollywood industry, Imman sir, GV Prakash sir, and Anirudh, AR Rahman sir. So I mean, how has this been experiences with all these directors?
Well, it's been good. Each director, each music director has a different personality, a different working style. So I played for AR Rahman sir very early on, and then I played a little bit later again for Surya's movie 24. Um, I've worked extensively with Imman sir for a lot of songs, starting from Kumki, and it's it's an interesting experience playing for recordings with music directors. Every time you go, you get a different expectation in terms of the kind of style you have to play. So it's very unpredictable. It requires you to be on your toes. A lot of diversity is required from you. So it's very interesting experience to play for different music directors with their varying styles and expectations.
I think one definitely stands out is your violin bit in Kunti song, Ayeyo Anandame. So we would definitely like you to play that for us.
Right. Let me play that. I don't have the backing track, so I'm going to play a bit of that. And one of my favorite songs of Iman is his recent uh, number with Sid Sriram, Kannana Kanne.
Oh, of
Okay.
course.
I'll play a few lines of Kumki, and I'll probably jump into a bit of that, if that's fine. All right.
Oh,
This is amazing.
Thank you.
that's fantastic. So, like at this point, we want to ask you about your bow and weapon. You moved on from a four string, which is the one which is used in Carnatic, to a five string or a seven string, which is used in, like usual. Like if you can just say what is the difference between, like all these instruments.
It's very as the name literally is. I'm using a five string now. It's got five strings. Basically, the traditional instrument is four. So this violin is sort of like a viola and a violin combined, because it has the four strings of the viola, the lower strings, and the four strings of the violin, which sort of overlaps together, of course. So it gives me an extra range below on the lower. So I can go a little bit lower than I can for the four string. I did play with a seven string in the middle. I wasn't too. It felt like it wasn't needed for me to play. It gave me a few extra low strings, but then when I played with my band, it sort of came in the way of the other instruments. So I stopped playing the seven string. It didn't react well with our Chennai weather as well. So that's one more reason. I'm very happy with my five string. It gives me what I need in terms of what I want to express with the violin. I guess it boils down to a personal choice at the end of the day.
So we've been like looking at the comments which are pouring in on Facebook as well. So there have been a couple of requests coming in for you.
Sure.
Uh, One was like someone had asked you to play like a full-fledged Carnatic song, and the other one is Nila Kaigiradu, which is like again your classic. And someone has said like Kadal Saduguru, which is from Malay the movie. Whichever it's up to you. Whichever you feel like good.
All
Uh,
right.
which just popped in was also a song to play like Ase Mugam.
Oh, Ash, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just play.
Sing that.
Sorry.
Sing and play.
You know,
Okay. I'll.
sing that as well.
All right. I'll play all these songs. I'll play a bit of Nila Kaigiradhu and a Carnatic song is Ase Mugam.
Wow.
Mind blowing.
ஆசை முகம் மறந்து போச்சே இதை யாரிடம் சொல்வேன் அடி தோழி நேசம் மறப்பதில்லை நெஞ்சம் எனில் நினைவு முகம் மறக்க லாமோ ஆசை முகம் மறந்து போச்சே யாரிடம் சொல்வேனடி தோழி யாரிடம் சொல்வேனடி தோழி யாரிடம் சொல்வேனடி தோழி.
Wow. Wow, fantastic.
Beautiful.
Okay, so while we are on the topic of like of Carnatic, so there's one question which came through as well. So how does a layman look at a Carnatic concert? So like what does one have to see to like appreciate the music? Like is it the ragam, is it the devotion, is it the god, or say you know um, so like what could it be?
I get asked this question a lot, more than a few times at least. I think you can't get around the fact that appreciation of Carnatic music requires a prerequisite of some knowledge in the ragas or in the songs, or it could be the devotion that the songs communicate through the lyrics. So it just requires some sort of a prerequisite. It's an ancient classical medium. It's on the far end, with the other far end being our mainstream film and pop music, which is very palatable, which might come today, become a hit tomorrow, and then sort of disappear the day after. But Carnatic music has lasted through the centuries. Definitely an interest in either the ragas or in the lyrics of what the composer is trying to convey, the bhakti that is there in most of the Carnatic songs. One or all of these is definitely helpful to appreciate Carnatic music, and I can say that once you get into Carnatic music, into listening, it offers a very meditative experience that probably only another classical system of music can offer. So it's got a bit of a buy-in, if I can use that word. But then once you are in, you're all in. That's how Carnatic music works.
Yes. Uh, Now we have a request for you to play the raga. This is got a
Charity.
request. Oh, yeah.
Someone is asked to play a song in Charukesi
In
Raga.
Charukes.
Charukesi. What can I play in Charukesi?
Or perhaps just the.
All right. Hmm. Okay. I don't remember the song very well, but
Oh,
Cool.
it's beautiful AR Rahman track.
Yeah. So someone has asked in lines of seniors appreciation. So they would like to know how seniors react to your fusion. Because I'm sure like a lot of seniors attend your live sessions, but how do they react to your fusion? I mean, having come from a Carnatic background, or like I haven't seen Margari Kacheris all over, and then they come and see your like fusion. How do they react to it? Is it like always a positive attitude?
I would say overall it's been positive, it's been favorable. Since I come from a Carnatic tradition, having played in the circuit for many years before I sort of branched out, I really place a lot of importance on the integrity of the melody in itself. So we are sort of changing the clothes, which is external, but we are trying to keep the core very strong with respect to Carnatic music. So what we often find, we've gotten used to it now, but we used to be surprised by it in the starting, was our fans who are all like mostly between 20s and 30s and 40s even. The younger fans used to bring their parents, and we always used to hear about how their parents enjoyed the concerts equally. We play, of course, the Carnatic traditional popular Carnatic fare, Raghuam Sasuda songs like that are very interesting for the older people as well, because those are songs that they really have enjoyed. For our commercial sort of film concerts, we play a lot of old songs, MSV, like Vishwanathan Vele Vendum, also Patu Padava from, I think it's composed by A.M. Raja, I think. So Patu Padava and stuff like that, Chittukuruvi. So we do make sure we include songs from across the periods, so that you have an old one, you have something from the 80s, and you have something from the recent ones as well. So So there is something for everyone, including the senior citizens.
Yes, I think while we are on the topic, maybe like we can have one from the like 80s or 70s.
70s or 80s. Okay, let me play this song from Salangayoli. I think it's the 80s. I'm happy to be corrected.
Which one?
Salangayoli, the Kamal Hassan movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a song called Takita Tadimi. Let me find it.
80s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's 80s, right?
Yeah,
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 it is
it's
80s.
80s. Yeah. I think early 80s.
Okay, where is the track? Oh yeah, there it is.
Someone has also requested for a medley in the same.
Sorry?
Someone has also requested for a medley in the same raga as Sakita Tadami, if you can.
Okay, I'll think about it as I play.
Wow, fabulous.
Thank you.
That's the best part about your performance, as in, like, we never know how the fusion would turn out to be. Like, you make it so, like, it's very innovative, actually.
Yeah, it's a team effort. All the musicians contribute, bring their own musical mind as well as their background culture to the table, and we jam on it, and we see what we like, what we don't like. We filter it, and we go with what feels good. And yes, it's sort of become like a trademark sound that IndoSoul has. Um, yes, it's
So
it's
while on the
feeling of mine.
topic, so like like we're talking uh, about so like your innovation. So how has the lockdown been for you? How did you like innovate to create new songs and this time? Like when you can't like be in the same room.
Yes, it's posed its bit of challenges, but I would say we've had more time because we aren't out gigging, playing concerts, traveling. So there's been more time. We've been having a lot of releases in the past week. I'm very excited to say we are planning on a new album. We have over the past 2 years collected a lot of material for, compositions that we've been working on. So we're going to put a few of them together as a coherent album, which is going to be a fourth album. As I said, we are still in the process of naming it and figuring out the songs, etc. But looking at how the situation is playing out, it does look like the stages are not going to come back for another few months. So we're going to use this time to work on our album and put that out in the next few months. So I'm very excited about that because at the very core and the soul of the band is our original music as well as our Carnatic contemporary. So we're going to be getting back to that.
Nice, nice. That is fantastic.
I think as we move to the end of this session, I think we'll take one request from the audience. I think one has been Kadal Sarguru from Alaipai the movie, or it can be anything, and actually any song from movies that you personally like it and that has created an impact in you. So
Right. I'll play maybe a few songs, few lines. I can definitely play Kadal Sargudu.
Really nice.
Amazing. So, okay, so to before we wrap up, I want to hear. This is one of my personal favorites. This from IndoSoul, of course, Mid Air. So this has been like my favorite ever since I started. I heard it. I think I have a little story behind this also. I've come for your concert. I think it should be around 2014, 15. I'm not too sure, but it was in Bangalore. Your one of your first of IndoSoul live sessions then, and in fact I came and spoke to you, and obviously you don't remember, but I came and spoke to you and Sumesh after the whole song. I spoke about Midair especially, and I also remember the story behind Midair and how you composed this. So I probably want to hear it from you.
From you.
Yeah, than me talking about it. I want to hear it from you again.
Right, it's an old story. When I was on my honeymoon with my wife Jayashri, had gone to New Zealand. I think we were flying from I would say, North Island to South Island. I think we're going to Queenstown, if I remember right. But it was a longish flight, and Jayashri had dozed off. So there was a melody in my head, and that was what the Midair melody. That's the melody that eventually became the song Midair. So I decided to name it Midair because it was composed on a flight. The flight's very good for composing because you don't have access to internet, so you have all the time in the world to be one with your thoughts. It also helps when your wife dozes off. Uh,
How
so
was the response after the output of this song?
this is one of our more popular songs. I played Clown's Junket. People love that. People really like Midair as well. Um, I can play it now, but this is a song that one needs to hear live because it's a nice energy between all the members of the band, and also there is this nice jugalbandi between the guitar and the violin in between. Um, yeah, this is I would say one of the popular IndoSoul numbers from our first album. It still gets requested even when we play a concert now, and it's been about 4 or 5 years since it released. So let me play a few lines of Midair. I'm going to go a bit further.
fantastic.
Thank
And
you. That was
request even after 10 years, like it's one of such compositions. It's an
just a shout
amazing.
out to the musicians, Vikram on the guitars. We had Sumesh on the mridangam percussion, Ramkumar on the drums. We had in this recording we had Naveen play the bass. Rashwin plays the bass for us now.
Wow,
That's
this.
IndoSoul, yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so I think we've come to the like to the end of the session now, and we really have to have to like people have really like enjoyed this a lot, and thanks a lot for coming, and for your time as well. We are really looking forward to like album number 4 and 5 and so on.
Thanks, Atul. Thanks, Nivedita. Thank you very much for having me.
Going to call you again, like once the album four. We want to hear more of your songs, and we're going to have one more session with you soon. So
Sure, sounds like a plan.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so for the next week we have on the live we have Mr. Johan, who is you know who's an expert in yoga, wellness, and in nutrition, and we can't wait for that as well.
So yeah, we have more topics coming in music, dance, and a lot of other discussions around wellness, lifestyle. So if you guys want any particular topic to be included to be discussed in the space, please do let us know. And until next week, thank you so much for your time, Karthik, and thanks everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye
You
everyone.
guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.